Right, I'll have to change the battery. Back in a sec. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. I'm back this week with another waterfall vlog, but this week it's a little bit different. I felt like my waterfall photography's become a little bit stale, a little bit stagnant. I use the same lens, I use the same filter on the front. So today I've challenged myself to only use my zoom lens. So I'll be shooting between 70 and 300. And I'm hoping that it'll make me look that little bit closer. Maybe pull out some detail that I otherwise wouldn't get. So instead of getting a shot of the whole landscape with the waterfall running through it, the idea is to look that bit closer, use the zoom lens to pick out some more intimate shots of the waterfall. Hopefully that will hone my eye a little bit better and give me another option when shooting waterfalls instead of my standard sort of setup. So yeah, I've come to a place where I've been to before. There's two main waterfalls here and there's some mini falls as well. So I'm hoping that it will give me a good opportunity to do what I want to do today. So yeah, come and join me on this one. Okay, so I've just been taking some shots handheld and that's allowing me to look within the scene a bit more. There's quite a lot going on, especially down this stretch. There's some mini falls up just behind you there. There's some just to the left, to my left here, which I'm shooting now, and then there's some more just behind me here, and it carries on further down there, but that's a bit fenced off down there. But I found this shot. Camera battery's about to run out, but I should be able to get it in time. I found this shot here. And there's just some mini falls just lapping over a little bit of rock and some twigs. And there's a leaf on the left hand side, in about the left hand quarter of the frame. But just in front of that there's loads of foam just milling around. I'm not using the 10 stop today. I've banned myself from doing that because I tend to use it a lot on waterfalls, but instead I've got an ND4 filter on the front of the camera. I'm shooting at just over 100 mil, and I quite like this composition. It's going to be a second and the battery's gone. Brilliant. Right, I'll have to change the battery. Back in a sec. Okay, I like this shot, and let's just fire one off, see what it looks like with this bit of swirl going on in the foreground. It's not an amazing shot, I just kind of like the green in the leaf and that little bit of swirl in the foreground. Just change the focus slightly and I'll try that. Yeah, that's not too bad. Good first effort. You know what? I think I'm going to be better without that on the front, because there's some really nice bubbles going on in the foam as it pops over. This battery pack's gone now as well. I've only got one more. Okay, all three batteries were charged, so I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm obviously not meant to be taking pictures here today. Let's hope that this last one holds out for the rest of the time here. Right, let's try it again. To try and grab a bit of bubble in the foreground. Just firing a few different ones off just to see what works better. But if any of them are any good, I'll bob one up now for you. Okay, so as I said before, I'm down to one battery, and the battery on my mic is going as well. Well, I have got a spare one of those, but I've just moved up slightly to this slightly bigger fall up from where I was, and I'm just trying to get some detail in the fall and in the water and the bubbles, and just pick out that detail. I'm not a big fan of the shots I've got so far. I think it's hard to train yourself to look for something that bit different and be happy with it. Let's try that one there. They're just so different to what I normally shoot, which is good because it's a variety of shots and you're training yourself to look differently and shoot differently. But I'm not feeling it quite as much as I perhaps should be. There's another possible shot here. This looks alright. Just move the tripod slightly. That second shot looks a lot better actually. I think I've got my settings to a point where they work with the light and the trees overhanging down here and the situation that I've got here today. So hopefully that one will look quite good. If it does, I'll bob it up now, and then I'm going to head back up to the two main falls before all my batteries run out and try and get some nice shots of those. Right, here's that shot for you. The mini falls down there were lovely, but I am finding this quite hard. There's some more here just off the bridge before the main big fall up there, and these look slightly more promising, so I'm going to go down to these and try and get a shot here somewhere. Yeah, there's a few more twigs around. There's some moss on one of the rocks. That bridge has just moved quite a lot when I stood on it. Oh, that's why, because it's broken. Right, that's probably not safe to stand on today because I've just stood on it and it's moved quite considerably. The bridge is broken at one end, and if it goes, it'll drop, and there's some rocks underneath, and I wouldn't really want to twist my ankle on one of them. It's not bad at this side. It's probably worth trying, because I think that little scene there, there's a little bit of light just coming through the trees and catching it as well. I think it's worth trying to get a shot here. None of them shots were particularly great, to be honest. I think I was probably a bit too concerned with that bridge and getting back across, even though I could have come back through the water. Just puts you off a bit when stuff starts moving underneath your feet. As you can see as well, there's loads of bluebells out. Slowly coming out. I think they're a bit late this year, but hopefully next week or the week after I'm planning on meeting up with someone to shoot some bluebells, possibly in front of a waterfall, so that would be great. But I've come to this waterfall now, the main one, the big one, before all my gear runs out, which is again a little bit off-putting, and I'm hoping that I can just capture some movement in the water and something a bit different to the shots that I've had of it previously. There's probably less water here than last time I came. Last time this whole area here was flooded, and you'll recognise it as well. I should recognise it from my previous vlogs. But I'm hoping I can get a slightly different angle, a slightly different composition, and just get something which I'm happy with today. I think I've probably got one shot that I'm happy with so far. So yeah, right, let's see what we can get. Okay, what I've been doing is I've been trying to focus on the top bit of the falls and slowing that water right down. I've got a couple of alright shots of the top of the falls, but then I've angled my camera down a little bit and there's sort of 3 different strands of water. There's a larger flow closer to the camera. In the middle, there's a bit of a trickle which is hitting a rock and then sort of spraying out a bit. And then towards the back, there's a thinner flow of water. And I've managed to slow that right down and capture each part of it, so you can see the detail in the water. Quite happy with that shot, but I am just constantly aware and keeping my eye out for what parts of that fall that the sun is lighting up. I'm also hoping to get a bit of a different angle as well. There's a bit of a position where I couldn't access last time, which might allow me to shoot slightly behind it. So I'll bob that picture up now, and then I'll try and get this shot which I'm figuring out the angle for. Okay, I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me right next to this waterfall, but this is the angle that I was thinking about. Right next to it, shooting through it and sort of behind it. I've got a couple of shots already. It's quite difficult. Everywhere's a bit slippy and muddy. I'm just trying to find a composition which works within this. I've gone portrait as well, and I've got a 2-second timer on just to eliminate any shake. I think there's quite a nice shot here if I can get it. There's a rock in the foreground with a little bit of colour on. Let me see if I can just check the focus on that. And right, that's in focus. And the water's just hitting it. 2-second timer, let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. All the water is just capturing the movement of the water all the way around this rock in the foot. This one down here, it's just capturing the water, hitting it, spraying away from it and falling back down. But yeah, I'm going to look for one more shot of this fall, head back up to the other one, and then that'll probably be it for the day. I think I'm going to leave it there for today, because the top falls that I was going to shoot, I've got a similar picture to what I'd probably get today previously, and there was a couple of parents playing with their little boy. He was in a splash suit and they were getting each other wet and stuff. So I didn't want to interrupt that. I'm quite happy with a couple of the shots that I've got this morning. I'm a bit disappointed that all my camera battery seems to be dying at a very, very rapid rate, so I might have to look into getting some new ones of them. This is a lovely place, it's really local to me, so shoot local. I really encourage you to try and shoot local. And also shoot differently. Don't stick with what you're good at. Also, don't be told that you can't do something, shoot what you can't, and try and develop new skills and inspire each other as well. That's really important. Okay, I'm going to head back to the car, get a brew, and I'll be off. I was going to go somewhere this afternoon, but I'll have to go and charge my batteries first and see what happens. But next week, or possibly the week after, expect some bluebells, come back for that one. If you haven't subscribed already, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, and any comments, please leave a comment, I'll reply to you underneath as well. So that's me, and I'll be back again next Tuesday, 6 PM UK time. Take care, and I'll see you soon.